this next story on nuclear waste, I want to bring in redacted political correspondent Sam Sachs. How you doing?
Thank you.
How you doing, Sam?
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Lee.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Lee, when I say the words nuclear radiation, what do you think of?
Godzilla.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think of Godzilla every time. Every time I think of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell you that there's another problem with nuclear radiation, and it's right here in the United States.
Hold on. They promised that there would never be another problem beyond Godzilla.
Yeah, I know. I know they promised that, Lee, but there's another problem, and anytime someone talks about it, they get silenced.
Just like the Pelican Brief.
Just like the Pelican Brief. That's right.
Okay. I'm Denzel, though.
God damn it, you always get to be Denzel Washington every time we...
Yeah. Let's see your report.
All right, here's my report. It's on nuclear waste in America, where I'm not Denzel, like always. Along the banks of the Columbia River, in picturesque tree-hugging Washington state, sits the Hanford nuclear site, where decades of scientists screwing around with nukes has left a massive mess. Basically, the Department of Energy's largest, most expensive project right now is cleaning up that nuclear mess created by the Department of Energy's previous, largest, most expensive project. But it gets even worse at Hanford. Paul Gunter with Beyond Nuclear.
We have a time bomb, an atomic time bomb from both the nuclear weapons complex and the nuclear energy complex co-located in perhaps one of the most seismically active areas in the Western Hemisphere.
Worser than that.
There's about 53 million gallons of high-level nuclear waste in these tanks. A third of them have been leaking.
Or worse.
This is all moving into the Columbia River right now.
Even worser.
Co-located with a Fukushima-style reactor.
And one more worse.
That whole complex sits below a dam on the Columbia River that's got a 65-foot crack in it.
Okay, so the situation at Hanford isn't ideal. But the Department of Energy has a cleanup plan that will cost more than $113 billion and won't be completed until 2090. Humans will likely be extinct by then or have developed brain snorkels to eat radiation.
The half-life of plutonium is 25,000 years, and then 10 to 20 half-lives. You know, we're talking about, you know, millennium.
When they say that Hanford's going to be cleaned by 2090, what they really mean is that Hanford will be cleaned by 21,090. Even the workers at Hanford are speaking out. Donna Bushy was a nuclear engineer for the subcontractor in charge at Hanford, URS. She warned that safety procedures to respond to a nuclear leak at the site were flawed, and she was promptly fired. In fact, Bushy is at least the third senior project official removed from the job after raising safety concerns. That's when the Secretary of Energy stepped in, Ernest Moniz. Finally recovered from his days as Hunter S. Thompson's drug-addled attorney, met with concerned workers at Hanford, including Walter Tomasitis. After that meeting, however, Tomasitis was fired, and 4 other people who met with Moniz were fired, transferred, or pushed out. In March, a Senate subcommittee held a hearing into what's going on at Hanford, where we learned that whistleblowers like Bushy and Tomasitis aren't just up against the Department of Energy or their subcontractor bosses. They're up against me, too. Well, all of us.
Contractors can litigate on our dime?
That's right. We, the taxpayers, pay all of the nuclear barons' legal costs, including fighting whistleblower retaliation suits. Meanwhile, the problems continue at Hanford.
This is the history of the nuclear conundrum. There'll be no benefit, but only liability for thousands, tens of thousands of years.
Unless we develop those snorkels that eat the radiation. Is it possible that radioactive waste can lead to mutations that are beneficial for people?
I think that it's a, well...
If you had Magneto's powers to bend and twist metal, You could
Yes.
shut down nuclear plants around the world. No nukes. Of course, I guess to get Magneto's power, you need to be exposed to radiation, so you would need nukes in the long run anyways. You kind of look like Magneto. This week, when President Obama proposed a 30% reduction in carbon emissions from fossil fuel plants, the Nuclear Energy Institute responded by saying, "Our nation will need to increase its reliance on nuclear energy as we move deeper into the 21st century." And that will mean a lot more Hanfords or Fukushimas, places that we can just relegate to radioactive dead zones forever. We could just find the right place, you know, somewhere that's unpopular to the rest of the country, someplace that's already described as a little toxic. Ooh, a place that has no political representation so that even if the people who live there wanted to say no, they couldn't. What? In radiated Washington, D.C., Sam Sachs, Redacted Tonight. How long until my sushi gets here? Do I just stick it through the holes?
Sam Sachs!